Hi y'all, and welcome to my channel. My name is Shadana, and in today's video we are going to actually be doing a lot. We are going to be setting up a new planner for October and Q4, so through December. Typically I do try to use the same planner throughout the entire year. However, I am finding that it's time for some change. I've been using this layout of the planners that I use for the past 2 years, and I'm finding that this year, it's time for a change. So, this is the planner that I am currently using, and she is a thick, chunky monkey. She is on expander discs. Now, I do typically like to have expander discs. However, because I'm not going to be using this planner anymore after this last quarter, I'm going to try and see, can I get it on regular discs, because I didn't have any expander discs that I thought were kind of like neutral. So here's the thing, I don't want to have to try to change this out again. I want to try to be able to use this through December. So I'm gonna go with this black Happy Planner cover. It's a deluxe, kind of soft, pliable, but a little bit thicker than their plastic covers. I really like this cover a lot. I've used it a lot throughout since I've gotten it. I haven't used it at all this year, so I figured we'll bring it back. It's black, it'll go with whatever. And then I was thinking discs, and I kind of just wanted a neutral. I was gonna maybe do gold, but I'm not really into gold too much. So I'm gonna just do these silver discs. These came from, I think it was the Work Plus Life Happy Planner, like 2023, I think. 2020, yeah, I think. Normally too, whenever I am putting discs on my covers, I do normally do both covers back to back and do them at the same time. But for me, this cover is so thick that I do have to do it one cover at a time. And I'm so sorry, because I know that's loud. And we got a little cover mess. Okay, so this is the basis of my planner. Now again, I was not using an actual cover. I was just using the cover. This actually is from the Wellness. I think it was an undated. It's actually a next year's planner that I'm going to be, well, it's an undated from this year, but I'm going to use it next year, if that makes sense. But because I'm not going to use a cover, there's no back cover. And I do want something to have a little bit of sturdiness. So this is just an old build your own cover kit that Happy Planner had come out with. And this is just one of the two. It's just you slide your own cover in here, but I'm not going to use it like that. I'm just using it for stability. And then we're going to have to do a lot. Let me move some stuff around, because I have the planners that we're going to have to pull some stuff from, but I'm going to be pulling a lot out of here because I plan 3 months ahead. There are already, October, November in here. But I have to just kind of figure out what I want to transfer over and things like that. So currently, I am going to take my notes. I already know that. But I currently have just a dashboard that I made. I found an image and just printed it on some cardstock. Oh, that was loud. I'm sorry. This is just kind of like my front cover protector. So I know I'm going to take that. And we're going to definitely be deconstructing my current planner. And we're only going to have September in my current planner by the time we're done. And I'm not going to take the dashboards because this is going to be starting for October. So I want to kind of just browse maybe through Pinterest or something and find images that I can make dashboards. So I'm going to leave these. We don't need these. But I am going to take my perpetual calendar. Okay, so let me do that because that'll be the front. For now, it'll just show my name page until I find something else to put here. But I do like to just pin the months that have already been used. I just like to kind of push those together onto this. That way when I open it up, this is the page that I see. So already out of the bat, one thing that I'm going to change is I did have a pocket folder in here, And to be honest, I've tried pocket folders over the years in my classic size and I don't use them. So I'm not even going to carry that over, which is going to help with condensing since I am on regular size. Okay, now here's the next piece that I'm going to change. So currently, when you start to get into my sections, the first section you get into is my home section because it is my most used section. However, my personal section is the section that I get in very first thing in the morning. It's when I wake up. I do my wake up time, my weight, my morning, getting my morning going, checking my to-do list for the day, doing my morning journaling, reading, whatever the case may be. Currently, my personal planner is in the very, very back of my planner. And what is this? Oh, this is notes that I don't know what to do with at this moment. I don't like this. It's not working well because it's in the very, very back. I have to flip the whole planner. I just don't like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the personal section and make it my first section. But also with that, I told you we're going to be deconstructing. I don't have new tabs right now. I do have some that I will be coming in for 2025 setup. But this is going to be hopefully the setup I'm going to use in 2025. So I wanted to go ahead and start it for Q4 so I can start testing it now. And any tweaks that I need to make, I can go ahead and make those. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm just going to take this off for now. Ooh, these might not come off very easily. I might have to get some undo for these. Oh, that it was just, yeah, I'm still gonna have to get some undo. So we won't relabel right now, but this will be my personal section. I guess should have had my undo ready. I don't even know where it is because I had to buy some recently and I haven't unloaded everything. Okay, so that is my personal section. So now let's go back to my personal section. And in my personal section, I do have two subsections. So I have a wellness section and my goals section. I'm trying to think how to do this because I want to make sure that everything is lined up. But I think what I'll have to do is just do it how I have it for now. And then when I go back and rechange my labels, I can just fix them. But that way I'm not confusing myself. I'm just going to put them in the way they are and then just adjust once I'm done so I know what my sections are. But I do know for sure that I wanted to put my goals before my wellness. That's one of the first things that I want to look at when I open my planner is what my goals are. And I've already got my Q4 goals outlined, but I am starting on my 2025 goals, which it's good to have your goals closer to the front, in my opinion, to just have more face time with them, right? But also I think it's really good, especially toward the last quarter, to have them toward the front because you're starting to work on your 2025 goals. So at least that's what works in my brain. So we're going to have goals first, and then we're going to have our wellness section. But I'm not going to take September because this is going to be the rest of September. But I am going to go ahead and take this divider because we need to put in October. And let me go ahead and grab my wellness planner. This is a very, very old wellness planner. This one I was very, very first starting to try to get into wellness planning, and it just didn't work very well for me at first, but I'm trying it again. I don't want to waste planners that I have, so I'm trying it again, and I have noticed that I've been using it a lot better this time round, but also I have some help things that I'm needing to track this time round, so that could be part of it. Okay, so that'll be for October. Now this is an undated planner, so I will have to go back in and date everything, which is totally fine because I'm testing it, and so I don't mind having to date everything before I invest in a dated planner, which the one I'm going to be using next year is undated too, but that's okay. I don't mind dating the planners because I don't use a lot of undated planners, so it's okay. I know we're still in September. But since this is the only thing that's going to be in this planner when we're done, I am going to go ahead, take my today markers and put those in place where they're going to be when I start in October. That way everything is as ready as possible. I don't think this is going to be 100% set up today. This section here is just like my extras for my wellness personal section, notes and things like that. So I am going to carry all this over. And then that's it for my personal section. So now this will be the very first thing I see, which I think I like that. So after I turn here, I'll be in my personal section, which is a very small section, and I don't future plan in this section. I do only keep 1 month here. I don't need to future plan in my wellness. So that works for that. So then my next thing that I want to do is basically now I'm just going to shift my planner. So the next section I'm going to have is going to still be my home section because I'm in that a lot throughout my day. But with this one, because I do already have October in here. Oh, I didn't pull. Oh, you know what? I messed myself up. That's why. I pulled the home already off trying to take that. I know this is not personal anymore. This will now be my home section. But see, these labels, I've had them on here those for 3 years. I haven't changed, or 2 years, I'm sorry, I haven't changed. Which is why I also ordered new ones, because look at these are definitely worn. But again, for the last quarter, it's fine. It's not gonna bother me because I'm getting new ones, start the new year. So this will now be my home section. Now my home section is compiled of many things. Let me get my, sorry, because I know this is all loud when I'm pulling these bookmarks and everything out of here. But let me get to October and get October out of here, but I have to finish setting this up. So when I do future planning, I like to have 3 months ahead, or well, 3 months in general, the current month and then 2 months ahead. But when I do my future planning, I only pull the monthly calendar and the what I call monthly overview pages. I don't pull the guts at that point for my month aheads, because then it's going to make my planner just too chunky, too bulky. So I do it this way. But now, because October is going to be the first month we're going to actually be using this, I do need to get the guts here for October. And I'm combining 2 planners here. I'm actually Franken-planning 2 different planners, a lined vertical and a monthly layout here to get what I want out of this. Because the lined vertical is my ideal planner, and I did not find any in 2025, boo. But this is my ideal planner, but I love the monthly pages. So what I'm doing is Franken-planning this one together, and I'm just going to move stuff out of my way, grab my tape runner, and basically I'm just gonna grab this monthly calendar and tape it to these pages because I have the monthly calendar here. That way when I flip, I go right in. Bam, like so. Love it. But I do need to tape these down. And I might be running out of tape. Doesn't seem like it's as smooth as it usually is. The best way I found to do this, and I know y'all are gonna laugh, turn it sideways, make sure. This is just for me, because everybody that knows me knows I'm not straight at nothing, and this won't be either, but it'll be as close as I can get it without being too off. Okay, bam. So see, it's a little bit off, but again, that doesn't bother me. So October, let's get our bookmark for today, the week that we're gonna be starting on. Okay, and then we have to go ahead and get our pre-planning months in, but again, because I do the 3 months ahead, I already have November in here. So we'll go ahead and pull that. And again, it's just the monthly and just the monthly overview pages. No guts yet, not until we get into November. And then I do have to pull in December. So now how I've been deciding on this one, because I have 2 planners in here. So I have this one and this one. Oh, I need to pull my October note monthlies now. I forgot. Because we're gonna be in October. So I need to pull those here in just a sec, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do with those. November, we used this one, so we need to see, this is the December tab for this one, but this is, today is full of wonderful things. This one kind of feels more Christmassy. But I had my tabs. But I feel like I could repurpose this one. But I'm gonna use this one because it does feel more Christmassy. Okay, so but because this one is from the line vertical, what I have to do is I have to pull just that and then come to this December, and because they're very similar, they even have the same spine decor, it works perfectly. And then I'm just gonna pull those pages, and then now I have ready for December to be able to pre-plan. Okay, now let me get this one out of the way. Stick this one in here. I'm gonna show you in a second what I'm gonna do with my October extra pages. But give me a second because I wanna get the rest of my home section in here, because I do put some of these in my notes section. So that takes care of my actual calendar, my planner itself for my home. And then I have meal planning is a subsection that I have in there, and it's just from an old, well, the meal planning, I don't use like a meal planning system per se. I use a tab from an old meal planning extension pack, but then I just keep where like meal planning for the week, or if I'm writing a recipe, if I'm trying something new, I'll put my rough draft of my recipe. I keep it in here because I carry this around the house with me. So if I'm just sitting at night and I want to work on my recipe, I can do that. So I do keep a small meal planning section. Next is my budget section. And again, I don't do it fully off of a Happy Planner system. This is an old Happy Planner insert. Again, I think it's from one of their extension packs. I do keep extra blank expense trackers in here because I do keep one per week, which I'll show you how we're gonna set up our first week of October in just a second. I also do keep an envelope in here for receipts and things that I need to scan or log in, which I need to do these, but I want to carry this over, so I'm just gonna have to set these to the side because I want to go ahead and get this envelope in here. That way again, I want to try to get as much 100% prepped for October as possible. Now with my budget section, there is some stuff in here that is confidential that I really can't show you guys. This is the one section that is like very personal, so there's a lot of stuff in here I can't show you, but I can show you how I'm going to set it up for October. So this is just my main notes, things that I need to, I see there's something right here. Things that I need to keep regardless of what month we're in. This is my actual monthly. So to do my budget monthly, I actually use this Organized Money budget planner. It's the organizedmoney.com. I got this from Etsy a couple years ago actually. And I had already a ton of Happy Planner budgeting stickers and things like that. So I was like, ugh, I don't want to waste. I want to use what I have. So I did go ahead and use all of my Happy Planner inserts. And then I came back to this one. And I really, really like this one a lot. You just have to find all the pages for the month. I have to flip through and find them all the time. I really enjoy this planner. I would highly, highly recommend this planner. I will order another one when I'm out of these pages, which this, because I've already used some of it, will not take me through the year. Because again, I'm trying to just use what I have currently and save on buying. So this is an old planner. I've used some of it, so I don't get the whole year, but I'll just get an extension pack or I'll order another one of these. No biggie. But I love this because it really gives you a good breakdown in everything that you need. Now, for the date page, this is a culmination of different things. This is how I've set it up to work for me. I white the date out and I make this like my monthly goals page, and I'll also do like a color key for whatever colors for highlighters and things I want to use for the month. So that's really cool there. And this is undated, so you can use it however you want it. So monthly calendar, another date, I call it notes page, your monthly budget, a savings tracker, sinking funds tracker, debt tracker, and then a couple different paycheck budgets, which works great for us. I actually add bi-weekly in front of mine because we get paid bi-weekly, but it works fine. Expense tracker, monthly closeout, which is extremely important. But this, I really enjoy this. Net worth calculation. How do you know what you're worth if you don't know what kind of assets and liabilities you have? I really, really like this. Okay. So the next section, which is actually going to be something I'm not going to carry over, is my projects section. But in all honesty, guys, our projects, we have kind of like a running projects list binder system. I was trying to work with this a little bit this year just to keep like the main working project in here with us. It's not working. I'm not going to carry it over at all. So then the last, oops, sorry, I know that was loud. The last subsection that I have in my home section of my binder is just notes. And I do need to go through and pull out some of these notes. These are some just things that I'm working on for different schedules, daily routines and schedules, because I put that in front of that. Reworking your routines when school's back in, and it's been in for a month now, so reworking everything to work the school schedule out. Okay, so that is everything in our home section, but we do have to go back to the beginning of it. I want to show you how we're going to set up our first week and month-ish and go from there. So for the week, okay, let me restart. For these pages, right? So in the monthly, you also get these extra like task list pages, notes, a couple notes pages, and then of course that goes into your next currently page, but I don't use this as a currently, I actually use this as a monthly recap. So, but what I like to do, what I found that's been working for me, because I don't use all of these pages, but I also don't want to waste all of these pages. So what I like to do for my weeks in my home section, I do have a blank expense insert, a tracker insert. So as we go spend throughout the week, I can just log it. And then once a week, whenever we sit down and do our financial check-in, we can add everything into our budget section and make sure we all balance. Now, for running monthly to-dos, I like to take this first one because it's just checklists. And I just fold it to make it like a half sheet. And then I will put this in my first week as well to start, but then each week I actually will carry this over week to week to week. That way I only have to have one insert for the entire month of different checklists and to-dos, things that I want to get done that don't have any date specific or deadline type things. So I really like to do that. And then the last thing that I do in my home section when I'm setting it up is these extra pages that we have here. I just put them in the front of my notes section, and I'll use them throughout the month. So if that one checklist gets full, I have an extra. Also throughout the month, I do like to write down different ideas for projects or different things that we have happening around the home or anything related to those categories here. And then the back, for all of my planners, I do not use the currently page as a currently page. I actually use this as a monthly recap. So instead of this saying November, I'll white out November, and it'll actually say October 2024, and then I'll go back through all of my month and write my recap, my wins and my opportunities, you know, different things like that. That's not this channel, but if you would like to see how I do my monthly recaps, if you would like to see me show you a video on that, go ahead and comment that down below. I would love to go ahead and show you how I do my monthly recaps using this currently page. It's just what I found works for me, because in the past I never used it. It was always a blank page in my planner, but this year I found that doing it that way really works, and I'm using it. Okay, enough rambling. Let's get on to the next one. On to the next one. So then the last section, sorry again for the noise. The last section I'm gonna have in my planner is my social media planner. Now again, I do touch this planner a lot, but I'm not changing the planners that I use, the categories. I'm changing the layout of them. If you saw, I'm with the same ones. I'm just changing how they flow, because I'm finding, I think this flow is just gonna work better for me than what I'm currently doing. What I'm currently doing is not failing. It's okay, but because it's just okay, that leads me to believe I can be doing better. So, and this bookmark is just about had it. This, y'all, was my very, very first Happy Planner bookmark, and it has still survived all these years, 4 years, because I started with Happy Planner in 2020 actually. But yeah, this planner, or this bookmark, is a trooper. She has held up my entire planner. What did you just do that for? I can't talk and think apparently. I'm getting October is what I need to be doing. For social media, I do the same thing as I do in my home. I do 3 months of planner insert, or partial, right? No guts. So this one, and then I just do the main pages. I don't actually pull the guts until I'm ready for them, which is now. So with this one is the, uh-oh, I didn't save the actual name page, I guess. It's a vertical hourly layout. And this is not my, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is not my ideal layout for social media. However, I did want to go ahead and test this layout simply because I was already kind of unsure if Happy Planner was going to do another lined vertical for 2025, just because it seems like they're very hit or miss with the lined verticals. And this does seem to be like a popular layout. The only thing that I'm struggling with this layout is I'm recognizing that I'm not using the hourly. I actually just white the hourly out to make it work for me. But this is gonna be my alternative in 2025 for my home planner. So I wanted to test it. But this is not my ideal setup for social media, but we are running with it anyways. Okay, so that's October. Now let's get just the pre-planning part of November out of my current planner, and then we'll just have to pull the pre-planning part of December out. But I like to separate before I pull it the month with just a paper clip, so I know this is November's, because I'm going to be pulling this, so it's going to blend in with December. And I just need those pages there. So let me get this out of the way here and put this one down in here. So that way we have our 3 months in this planner, which we will just be condensing down now because this will be the end. Go back to October and get my bookmark in now that I'm actually in the right space. Whoops. I guess that would help, right? Oh, it's getting little thick, and I still have one more section to stick in here. Well, alrighty. And you know what? I just did all of that in front of y'all. I did it in front of my what do you call it? In front of my actual divider. Well, let's try that again, shall we? Okay, so then The only subsection I have in my social media is I do have a notes section, because when I'm, again, writing things down for anything social media related, I do like to have notes readily available for it. So I'm gonna leave my notes for social media. Whoops, I'm dropping everything out right now. One, because some of it's things that I don't want everybody to see just yet, because it's ideas for videos, things like that. But honestly, I'm looking through it really quick. Like, I have so much that I need to go through, but I can take that out because that's my blanks, and put those in. This, I'm just gonna set off to the side. I need to go through that and see which ones do I actually need to bring over into here, because I'm working on them, and which ones I can put into my stationary social media planner. She's getting thick, guys, and I need to put my extras in here. So the last thing that I like to do is have a space for blank pages, extras, extra note pages, things like that, because we are planners, right? We like to write. The only thing I'm looking at here, though, is thickness of the planner. Let me actually close it real quick before I go any further. Whew, thickness of the planner, y'all. Okay. I can probably get a few more notes in here, but I'm not going to be able to put the stash that I normally keep. So let's take a look and just do like one of each maybe to start. And as we use them, we'll just refill them for the months. Well, at least just for this current month, right? Because once October is done, I'm going to pull October's info out of here and put it in my stationary holding planner. And then that actually will give me more room to put additional notes for the rest of November, December, because of course, closer to the end of the year, the more planning you're doing to prep for the next year, things like that. So I'm just pulling one of each page that I have, because I like to have a variety of blank paper depending on what I'm taking notes on or rough projecting, things like that. I do like to have different style papers that would match what I'm trying to work through. So let me grab these. Oh, goodness. And I'm not gonna break down my current planner, even though it's gonna look crazy silly being on expander discs and only having a month of stuff in them, but whatever, we're gonna make it work. And I may have to come through here and thin this out even more. I might even not be able to do one of each of these pages now that I'm looking through this. There is quite a bit. I have a lot of different style papers that I like to use everything that I have. So I like to carry a little bit of everything. All right, so that's it. Now let's see. Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna be able to add anything to this thing. We're gonna have to pull some of that paper out. So, okay, she's chunky. I think a little too chunky. I'm gonna have to maybe pull just a little bit of that paper out, at least just for this month. So let's just go through. I know this seems very tedious, but I want to go through and just keep in what I know I'm going to use the most of for this month. And then we can just add in some of these others as we go to make sure that we're still using all of our different papers. That will stay. That will stay, because I actually need to put that in October. That can go. I did keep all of these, and I really don't need all of these. I'll keep just these to start. Okay, so we'll keep just those to start. So that pulled out a little bit of paper. I do need to keep that paper though. I can't not have that paper. That's a little bit better. That doesn't feel as chunky. So that's going to be it. The only thing that I'm not going to be setting up right now, other than my tabs, because I do have to get some Goo Gone, or not Goo Gone, you know what I'm talking about, the Goof stuff, Goof Off or whatever it is. Take these off just so I can use them for the rest of the year. But this will be my setup. I'll find dashboards for October, November, and December as the months come, and just change out this and the monthly probably. So anyways, first section now after our perpetual calendar, will be our personal section. And then within that, we'll go straight into our goals. And then after that, we'll go into our wellness planner. And then after that, we'll have our notes section for our personal. Then next, we'll get into our home section, which is everything home. So then we'll go into, obviously, our calendars with our pre-planned months ready for us to go ahead and pre-plan through the rest of the year. Then we have our meal plan section for meal planning and recipe writing. Budget section, because you need to be able to stay on top of your finances. Notes section for that. I do like to, I've had this comment before, we'll pause. I have had questions in the past, why do I have a notes section in each of my sections of my planner? It's because this is what works for my brain. When I'm going to look at different notes that I may have written, I don't want to have to go through all my notes to figure out where's my home notes that I wrote earlier, or where's that video outline that I was working on in my social media notes. I have them in wherever they fall, so I don't have to go digging through all my different notes, because I write a lot of notes. So that's the why I have a notes in every section. Okay, so that takes care of my home section. Then my last section is going to be social media. And then of course in social media, we only have two categories or two subsections. Our main subsection, which is our calendar, and I do the pre-planning months ahead on that one. Then the notes section. So of course, anytime I want to reference social media notes, they're in that section. And then the very last part of the planner is just my extras section, where I have very little filler paper at this moment in time, since this planner is super chunky and I don't have expander discs on it. I don't even have all my decor in here or anything, and I'm, for the month of October, honestly probably not going to be able to. And then just a black page, again, just for stability. You don't have to put this. This could be your ending page. I personally don't prefer that, just because for stability purposes. Plus, if you want to write, there's this dip in the pocket, so I don't do that. So that is going to be my planner setup for not only the month of October, but also through the end of the year. So for October and also for quarter 4. So if you like this video, I do hope that you take a moment, give it a big thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos. I do want to say thank you so much for spending a little time with me today, and I hope you'll have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye, y'all.